Alright, we're trying this again. Hi everyone, it's Thomas. I'm with Mark.
Hello.
We're casting the finals here that we were not in, even though we should have been. That's what I'm going to say.
Well, you could think that I got my just desserts.
That's true, after 28 turns. So, this is between Skaven and Lizards. Chris versus Jessup. They played not that long ago, we're doing it now. We know nothing about the game. We're going in blind. I mean, we know Chris took a reroll inducement, but that's about all we know. And Chris is receiving.
Yeah, that should be good for him if he can get an early score, put the pressure on. We'll be good.
Yes. Although, at the same time, it's possible Jessup could, in turn, take an early score and then 2-1 grind him to death. But we'll see. Chris has, if anything, a whole lot of luck on his kickoff events, so maybe it won't matter anyway.
There is always that.
Jessup's kind of got a weird setup here that I don't really know if I like. He's left the wide zones totally exposed, which I think is just crazy. Just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to just play for having a Saurus able to hit any gutter runner that goes over there, but I think it'll be too slow if Chris positions pretty forward.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a 5 move allowance piece in back and a 6 piece allowance, and just the Mighty Blow pieces as well. I think, the big problem Jessup's going to have is just taking on the gutter runners. He doesn't really have a way to deal with Blodge at all.
Yeah,
Just
he's
hitting.
got his one block source on the line too, so yeah, that's not gonna do anything. But yeah, Chris's gutter runners are gonna be tough to take down.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's got some skinks in the back, which I think is good. He wants to protect those guys, but at the same time, this is really prone to being abused. So we'll see where the kick goes. Chris being really aggressive with his positioning, as always.
Look, he just wants to take a whole fleet of Sauruses on with his 7 armor linemen.
I mean, he's got a bunch of guard up there, but still. Okay, kickoff results, nice. Weather, no big changes there. Way deep, though, but right next to a thrower.
Yeah, Chris set those 2 back pretty far. So
Oh, hello.
wow, that is a pretty big instance right there.
Yeah, that was a Mighty Blow guard source, too. That's a huge deal. I mean, Jessup still has okay, Apothecary's that. I think that's probably a good call. I mean, Chris still has a huge disadvantage on raw strength, but taking him out for that drive is definitely going to help him clear these next few guys.
And just, yeah, clearing his apothecary for the game.
Right.
First drive is very helpful.
First turn, first drive, yeah, it's a pretty big deal. So the 2-die block gets a both down and pushed. Follows up with a not guard piece because Chris is a madman.
Yeah. Just in the middle to win, I guess.
I guess.
And he just throws a gunner runner right into the mix.
Of course. Gets a double push. And follows up again with his block thrower. Chris just... it's so crazy how aggressive Chris has played this team. It baffles me. He should not be getting away with this.
Yeah, you'd like to see the game punish him, but not. He is star child this season, destined for greatness, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see if it holds out through the whole game.
So it looks like he's trying to set up a 2-die block on the 5-strength Saurus. I just don't think that's going to happen.
Not unless he commits his whole team to it. And then...
Well, let's see. He can clear...
Yep, there it is.
God. I mean, he can... no, he can't clear the one in the middle without a lot of work.
Just gets a push, finally.
Well, the last one was a push, too, but yeah. Still just, in the middle here. This is, I totally expected Chris was just going to shoot a gutter runner or 2 down the sides and be fine. Especially I should be able to avoid all of the crap. Goes in again. More pushes. So he kind of made it okay. And he's not that exposed here.
Yeah, he's tied up, though.
It's a good blitz, though.
Yeah.
Doesn't follow up on that one. Will he pick up the ball now? Yes, he does. Jogs forward.
Oh, fails to go for
God,
it.
why did he GFI? He's got no reason to do it.
Yeah, he wasn't even going to throw it, so the GFI was pretty senseless.
I think the GFI. Yeah, there's not really any reason to do it. It's not like he wants to. Like I can see like GFIing backwards to avoid a blitz, but because Jessup's positioned so far back, there's nothing really gonna happen there.
Right.
So now Jessup, I think, is in the position of how much does he want to commit his skinks to this? Because I think he's going to need the skinks to really bully this clump. But in turn, that'll put him open for getting hit himself. So I think that's what Jessup's probably thinking about right now.
Yeah, maybe Chris is just trying to get him to commit one way and know that his gutter runners will just outrun anyone else.
That's true. I mean, the skinks have a fair amount of movement, but yeah.
It's not a bad... Well, the skinks aren't going to be able to hit his 3-strength gutter runners.
Oh, right, because Chris had the magic touch.
Yeah. But this could go south for Chris really quick if Jessup gets some good hit dice and that 7 armor breaks.
So let's see, the Crocs probably needs to move up, I think, right away. Blitz is with the Crocs.
Potentially. I know you can tell from the couple of games he's had, he wants to pile on as much as possible.
I think right now it's almost too risky to pile on anything. What is he going for? Goes for the gutter runner. Gets the block, so that's good. See if Mighty Blow does its thing here.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
It's the KO. I wouldn't have piled on there. Usually that took a stun. But
well, I mean, as long as he can move the other couple Sauruses forward, I think he's okay. Because at this point, Chris is not near touchdown range at this point. And he's got enough skinks in back where he could, in theory, grab somebody if they manage to scoot by. So if you move up the other Sauruses, you can kind of contain this block of stupid that is Chris's front lines. But Jessup's really committing here to the far side, and I don't know if I like that at all. I think you want to own the middle here.
I think it'd be pretty easy for Chris to just kind of rat screen around this clump and then just be able to go score. No issues.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here, but I mean, these two Sauruses are going to get beat up, and then we'll probably see some scooting around here. That's what I would do anyway, but Chris doesn't do anything that I would do, so who knows.
As infuriating as it can be, it is nice that there are different play styles.
Yeah.
It's not kind of everyone just acting the same way in the
Right,
league.
for sure. Let's knock down the Saurus, as expected.
You know, the amount of guard he has is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was really smart to give both of the Storm Vermin guard. I think that's absolutely a really good decision on Chris's part. And then getting lucky on the doubles for that lineman has been absolutely huge as well.
Definitely.
Because if there's one thing that makes 7 armor, 3 strength babbies happy, it's being able to help their friends.
Yeah. Power in numbers.
Right. I can't believe Chris is like going in on this. It's madness.
It hasn't failed him all season. Why would it happen now?
I guess. And this is where I think piling on with the Crocs might have been a regrettable choice. This early on when you're trying to kind of contain the rat clump. Chris is getting the hit dice though. Goes for the foul on the Crocs. That wasn't going to do anything with 1 assist.
Yeah, he definitely needed to not do that or add about 2 or 3 more assists.
I think he fouled with his kick piece. Who did that? No, yeah, it was it was his kick piece. Okay. And see here, like, I don't know why he's moving his thrower up closer to the clump. Like, I could see moving it to the left.
Or if you're going to fight, just hang back and make him make a move. And then you can throw to a gutter runner that's going to get past him or something like that.
Yeah, like dump I or... Where's his... Oh, the other one got KO'd, I guess. But yeah, like dump I in back. Or even put blank 2 towards the back at least to pull the skinks one way or the other. And then you have some threats back there. Crocs Blitz works out again.
I don't think he can pile on here, no matter the result.
No, he probably should not. Yeah, and that's Yeah, so he used the piling on. Oh, chooses to pile on.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's just a little eager, I think.
yeah, I think, it's one thing that I feel is really important with piling on is you can definitely break armor a lot, especially against 7, even if you don't break armor, with Mighty Blow especially. But when you're this clumped up and you're using just a few pieces to do your hitting, I think he wants to keep him up instead.
It'd be a different story if he had jump up, but the fact that he's gonna have to blitz every time if he wants to use that, he seems to want to. So that's his
Yeah.
blitz every turn, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe blitzing with Stinky Saurus, the Mighty Blow 5 middle allowance one, might have been a safer call. See, now Jessup is committing a lot of skinks up here, which leaves his backfield totally undefended. And that's, I don't know. Like, the piling on paid off, sure, but it's just against a kick lineman. It's not really worthwhile. Like, if it was against the guard lineman, I could see the argument for piling on then.
Oh,
That is pretty good, though.
skink successful.
Yeah. Apothecaries it out so we'll have both injured players back. At the end
Yeah,
of this
both
drive.
apothecaries out in the first 2 turns. Pretty spicy.
All right. There we go. Alright, well this actually turned out pretty okay with Jessup thanks to the successful skink block. He just has to hope that the gutter runners don't get around him and he should be fine.
Or if Chris even goes for that instead of just wanting to punch even harder.
Yeah, we'll see. Because if Jessup plays his cards right, he does have a clean... well, not anymore. I was going to say he does have a clean blitz to the thrower. But now he's forced that Saurus back. Not the case.
So, Croc's blitz could get him onto the ball if Chris doesn't move. But I don't see why he wouldn't go around the left side now with those 2 Sauruses down. Yeah, there he goes.
Will he do the handoff?
Oh,
critical failure.
I don't think he even needed to do that.
Well, no, with the
I mean,
Saurus being there...
Yeah. I get why you'd want to just get it to a gutter runner and just kind of go with it, but...
Okay, stands the Crocs up. So now, I think what he needs to do is blitz the gutter runner, get a skink in there, and pick up the ball.
Yeah, you can go get a couple of skinks and sauruses around the ball. Maybe blitz with the one that's on the ground next to the storm vermin.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Stand up Sauropud and walk him over to the storm vermin and thrower to help minimize the guard add-on. Good.
I think that's premature.
Yeah,
You
I
need
would've-
to commit more to the ball.
Yeah, but gets the defender down, so that's good.
Yeah, he can get this ball with this couple of skinks.
Yeah, I think he needs to move a couple skinks closer towards it just to help secure it in case things go south. Maybe move the diving tackle one in between the gutter runner, the thrower, and the ball. I think that'd be a good call.
Oh, I don't think Pudacanthus should have went there. He could have set up kind of a impromptu cage over on the ball.
I think it's kind of okay. It helps keep the thrower and the storm vermin there. Oh, gets the skink pickup right away. I don't know.
That was a little aggressive, I think.
Yeah.
I think he should have backed off and not let Blank 2 maybe go straight at him. But I guess it's not one of the really good gutter runners.
Right.
It's a fresh one, so maybe it's not as spicy.
Okay, well, let's see. So he's got a 9 movement allowance diving tackle piece. I think you maybe want to move that around there too, because this lineman here, heavy metal machine, can blitz the skink if needed.
Yeah, that's not a too difficult dodge away.
Yeah, gets a pow, gets a stun here. That's good. Mighty Blow doing its thing. Really good lucky blocks from Jessup past couple turns here. That's been helpful.
Yeah, he's been on quite a hitting streak the last couple of weeks. He definitely had a lot of good dice versus me.
Yeah. So the skink, I think, needs to move forward. Goes for the foul.
That could have been really, really bad for him.
Yeah, I feel like doing it with... I'm not even going to try to say that. The plus movement allowance skink was maybe risky. I kind of thought he would dodge through the between heavy metal machine to protect the skink on Chris's side of the field. Because yeah, now heavy metal machine can blitz the skink no problem. Or even mark 2 skinks and blitz with blank 2. Okay, Chris doesn't do either of those things.
He just goes in.
God.
He wants to hurt these sources. I mean, I guess I understand the logic there, where if you remove them, the rest of the game is incredibly easy for him, but it's 9 armor. It's not the easiest.
Right, and I think the same argument can be made for taking out the skinks instead. And the skinks are a lot easier to knock down, even without tackle, because Chris has a fair amount of guard on a lot of pieces at this point. Okay, blitzes with I, so he has to GFI for it. Doesn't get anything.
Twice. Yeah, 2 GFIs, rolls 5s, nothing. It's just a push there.
And with Stunty, this isn't an impossible dodge out either.
Yeah, without tackle, he can just kind of walk right next to him.
Falls down. I don't think I would have used a reroll on that either. It was his last piece to move, and that guy going down really doesn't change that much for Chris.
I agree.
Chris did manage to take out a bunch of Jessup's dudes, though, so let's see what happens here.
Source is on over by the Crocs, can probably come around and tie up most of those linemen and throwers.
Yeah, agreed. But missing this guard, Mighty Blow Saurus, is actually hurting Jessup a lot more than I thought it would.
Oh, he just goes for hits and not the support.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I was just saying, you know, he does have ways to clear these gutter runners. There we go. So we can clear these gutter runners without too much difficulty, or even just dodge the skink forward.
Yeah, he's got to worry about I just tracking him down, though.
Yeah. He does have diving tackle on Triceratoots and the plus movement allowance skink, so there's a little bit going on there, but he's got a lot of his sources just clumped up in back here along this one storm vermin. I don't know how useful that's going to be.
Yeah, I think he's committing too much to the 2 linemen as well. I think one Saurus can hold them up just fine.
Ooh, almost a terrible situation here. Good choice not to follow up there, I think. I was going to say, if Jesse's feeling fancy, you can blitz this gutter runner, put him in push-out territory. And actually, if... Oh, no, he's sidestep. There's no push-out here. I don't know why Chris sidestepped there, but...
Yeah, I think the only thing the ball carrier can do now is attack or block him.
Or dodge backwards, probably the safer thing to do.
Yep, there you go.
Stunty, and I would move the Saurus around, but maybe this is okay. Okay, goes further back. I like that. That's good. Because Everlasting Gaze 2 could have easily dodged out and hit that.
Oh, there you go. He keeps just the Crocs on those 2 linemen.
Which is all he needs. I mean,
right, exactly.
With block against these guys, there's nothing they can do. So full turn limit, but a pretty good one. I think Jessup was pretty done anyway. I don't think he had any pieces he could move left.
Yeah, I think he was done.
I is actually in kind of a bad spot here. Even with sidestep and dodge and agility 4, he's still kind of pinned down here. Gets a KO, though.
Chris's luck. Hard to beat.
Rolls the 10 he needs and gets the KO. So that's pretty good there. Another skink is in trouble. Although 3 skulls. Oh, it turns it around.
Skulls for days there.
I know.
Got another one on the reroll, too.
That's the worst, when you see a 3-die block that's all red skulls. Just absolutely no good.
It makes me hate hitting any of the small guys. Skinks, goblins, you're just like, I can get 3 dice, but for some reason they always turn red.
With the guy without block, yeah. So Chris is actually in kind of a weird spot here. We'll see what happens here. the ball going back is good, but he's also really tied up. And this is kind of what we saw happen when he played Orville, is that he got really committed into it in these huge scrums to try to fight for some reason. Gets them both down, though. That'll help.
There is a chance, yeah, that the skink with the ball can kind of work around the rest of the group.
Yeah. I'm surprised Chris didn't take the both down there. I mean, freeing up I is good for sure, but taking the both down would have done that just fine. And he's got sidestep, so it's not like he's in danger of being surfed. Prehensile tail. Yep.
It's a sneaky ability. It's not one you think of too often. And then you're like, oh, and then I should have realized that he had prehensile tail because my guy's on the ground.
So that's a pretty good outcome for Jessup. I think I would move the non-move allowance skink way forward, and then start thinking about how you can move the ball carrier forward to hand it off as well. Oh, that is... Jessup and I had similar thoughts, but it went very poorly.
Yep. Double 1s and 2s.
Yeah, no good there.
I didn't realize that Chris is out of rerolls. That's pretty early for that. Get rid of 4 already.
Well, I mean, it's turn 6 for him now, so it's not too unreasonable, but yeah, it's a series of not great outcomes for him.
I think he was already out of them last turn too, though, so it was 1 through the first 4 turns. Like, as often as he could use them, he was using them.
Ooh, not a good result.
I mean, if this was a delay, that's not bad for Jessup.
Right.
Especially if his Saurus or his Chaosaurus stands up.
He's got a KO'd Saurus and a KO'd Skink, but he's got replacement pieces waiting, and he'll have the guard Mighty Blow piece back as well. I mean, Jessup could, if he's feeling nervous, could just run the Skink back to not even worry about it. Crocs does the punch. I would not piling on here.
You know he's gonna. You know he was gonna do it there.
Man.
Yeah, now he's can provide no shielding over there.
The stun is a good outcome though, because now
there is that.
Yeah, because now the Skink's pretty safe way over here. Chris can definitely get there with Blank 2, but Blank 2 doesn't have any skills to hit the Skink with.
It is going to take 2 turns to get there unless he double goes for it.
It looks like Jessup fired a bunch of his catch pieces too, which I think might have been a mistake. It definitely reduces team value down, but, well, that's good. But it limits his ability to move the ball downfield very quickly. Like with catch skinks, you have the option of handing the ball off and even passing the ball really quickly and running it across the whole pitch. Whereas now he's kind of got to commit to this hold the ball and run with it situation. Things are looking really good for Jessup right now. I think I would have left Triceratoots next to I.
Yeah, I think him being free is a little bit scary.
Yeah. Double block.
Though, even if he double goes for it, he still can't get there.
Right, and he does have Deplutoplop over there as well, so we'll see. Both teams out of rerolls now, though.
Yeah, I think barring any disastrous attempts at blocking before movement, Jessup should be able to score here.
Right, as long as he moves his ball carrier forward faster. Okay. So he moves up his...
It's kind of a big swing here. It looked like Chris was going to have all the pressure in the world, but some good movement by Jessup to pull the ball back and kind of just keep it safe.
Yep, I'd also say part of Chris's issue is he committed really hard on hitting this Lizard team. And it's paid off in some regards. I mean, he's gotten a fair amount of removal, but the Lizards can do a lot more with less. And, you know, Jessup's removed an almost equivalent number of pieces.
Yeah, and if you look, he's kind of ringed by the Sauruses now. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 guys surrounded by 4. And he's not really going to be able to get out of there.
He can clear some pieces for sure, but I don't think there's any way he can catch the ball carrier. I think what I would do now is look to use Sherbrock to punch the Skink away so you can move I kind of towards the midfield, because I think the Skink is still short of a touchdown now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, just short. So you can move the Gutter Runner towards his eventual path. Double
Yeah,
push is not what Chris needs, though.
yeah, make Diplopoots have to blitz Eye or something to keep him safe, because Eye's going to have enough movement to double go for it blitz. Succeeds again.
It only gets the push, though. That's kind of a dangerous follow-up as well.
Yep. That makes scoring just a single go for it, which is not as scary. But yeah, Eye gets over there now.
Right.
Oh, too many four go for it
Pushed
on one
his
turn.
luck.
Seems to be too many.
Well, this is a really good outcome for Jessup. I think, honestly, I would blitz with the Crocs. We've been, well, maybe not, but yeah, blitzing with the Crocs, he has block, so it's a little bit safer.
Yeah, he doesn't need the blitz specifically for anything else. Might as well do that. He probably is going to re-roll this, because why not if you're going to score?
He's got the stun, too.
Yep.
So yeah,
I mean,
now
why not go for a casualty there if you're going to score?
actually, if I was Jessup, I wouldn't do the touchdown now because I can't. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would be just short of hitting him if he stands right there. He'll have to go for it to get him, so it's a little bit of a risk. So maybe it is worthwhile to go in, but move the Saurus forward, and then you either have to dodge through the Saurus or you have to. Or you have to do something else. So as long as he moves, as long as Jessup moves BBLoBB up, he should be okay here.
My main reason for wanting to score here is that,
There he goes.
Would he get 2 chances to stand up from KOs even if he scored otherwise?
No,
because
it'd be his turn 8 and be the halftime at the same time.
Yep. So yeah, I think this gives his Saurus and his Skink 2 chances to stand up versus
75% before his drive is pretty good.
Versus Chris's 1 gutter runner, which is not great, but oops, Saurus stands up, Skink does not. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the Skink is good because he's got diving tackle, but Mighty Blow Guard is what you really want here.
And I don't trust Chris to know how to 1-turn touchdown.
I mean, it's one of those things that can go horribly wrong. And against the Sauruses, it's going to be really hard to get the 1-turn touchdown.
Looks like Jessup may just abandon the line anyway.
Well, if he spaces them out, that's another good way to avoid a 1-turn touchdown, but okay. Either way, I don't think Chris knows how to set up for it. I barely know how to set up for it, and I've been playing a team that should theoretically know how to all season.
I haven't bothered to learn because I figure the dice are going to go wrong at some point, so why should I bother?
In my experience, it's been like, even if I set it up correctly, and the dice go my way, I do one thing wrong. Like, I pick one result incorrectly, or like I forget to do one part of it. Because it's like a 5-step process to get your guy into position with the ball. And then you still have to dodge through anybody in back and do go for it. So, yeah.
One of the toughest parts can even be remembering that push is the result you want on basically all of those blocks. You don't want to hit, which is not normal. You think, oh, I can get him down. That's good.
Yeah, it's one of the many times where you're like, okay, I hope this guy has dodge because then it'll be a lot easier to deal with.
Right.
But yeah, this is a very good first half for Jessup. Absolutely great. Worked out in his favor.
All off field could be better, but yeah, I don't think Chris is going to be able to get there.
He's too far back to get all the way there. At this point, I think he can go for the vanity pass, which at this point literally does nothing.
Yeah, he's just going to be trying to hurt these 3 Sauruses here. Yep. See how successful he gets. Gets that one hit. No armor, though.
Yep.
Look at all that guard light up. Oof.
Yeah. Well, guard's a really good skill.
I'm sad because my potential future Norse team just the pieces that can get guard, it's like level 3 that they can get in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got the werewolves to help for a little bit for that. But yeah, against what's rumored to be a Chaos Dwarf, Chaos, and now someone's talking about Nurgle even season, there's going to be a lot of guard to worry about.
And werewolf I will trust.
Yeah. Or the Yeti. In Yeti we trust. So no good results for Chris there. Out of blocks. I think part of the problem with Chris's strategy here is it's not really hard for Jessup to just hit some dudes really easily.
Yep.
He's screening Eye a little bit. He's built a little cage around Eye, which is pretty great. And is he going to go for the Vanity Pass? No. Well, I don't know what's happening now then. So I think if you're going to hit people, guard pieces are what you want to deal with. So, like, Pudakantis should definitely punch Everlasting Gaze too. Croc Splits might be worthwhile to use on another guard piece if we can get access to it.
If you could potentially... Oh, I suppose... Sorapu just stood up, so he can't push the Gut Runner back. Can't push Eye.
Yeah.
Eye, man. God, that is such a complete player.
I know.
It's so gross.
Plus strength, blodge, sidestep. It's like the ideal gutter runner.
It's the ideal just about anything.
That's true. That's true. Alright, goes through a lineman.
Give that thing guard, and it's the word. Oh! There's a removal. That'll...
Yeah, very nice. Every little
Chris
bit
does
helps.
have extra players, though.
Right, but looks like he only has one extra player at this point. So if he can get another lucky removal here.
The dreaded last game, miss next game.
I know.
Sorry, bud. You're out of the competition. You won't last.
Double go for it, so the name of the game here.
I understand that one. If he falls over to try to set up this block on the guard piece, that's fine.
Oh, very
that
nice.
is
oh,
huge.
And a
Dead, got him.
You know, I
Oh,
think
look
that's
at
the way it goes.
Look at our totally unbiased opinions here. Laughing at Chris' piece is dying.
It's because he deserves it.
A little bit. That is huge. That Storm Merman going down. Very, very big.
Yeah, it's not only huge just because it's a guard removal piece. I mean, removing the guard, absolutely, no questions asked, a big deal. But I think just removing the block is almost a bigger factor in a lot of ways for Jessup's team. Because Jessup has a fair amount of block now, but it's still only 3 to 4 pieces. So if he can reduce the number of pieces on Chris's team with block, it'll help protect his other sources, things like that. Nobody's been throwing 2 red dice yet, but I don't doubt it will come.
Jessup's only got 2 pieces, 1 Saurus and the Crocs.
I thought he had more than that. Alright, yeah, so definitely removing block is good as absolutely. So Chris is down now to I, 0, and bullet with butterfly wings. So
Maybe he had it on another Saurus and that one got hurt and had to be rehired.
maybe I don't think Jessup has rehired any Sauruses at all.
Therapoot's gone the entire season without getting a single SPP.
Apparently, I mean, Sauruses are hard to give SPP to.
I mean, you figure you get at least one hit so now and again.
Yeah, well, I mean, even then, like, getting an injury is no easy task. You have to break armor, which this league has had a lot of, like, 8 and 9 armor value teams, so it's not exactly an easy thing to do. And then you still have to roll, you know, the 10 or higher. So I think the season wasn't quite long enough to get all of the Sauruses SPP, but it is kind of surprising as of any SPP at all on Therapoot.
I'm kind of amazed that Chris left I kind of bare there.
Yeah.
I know he's got Blodge, but that is... he can get tied up pretty quick there.
We'll see how much he wants to commit to it, because if Jessup puts a lot of things on top of it, he could definitely take Eye out. But even, I don't really know if Eye is what the target anymore, because Eye is going to be so hard to remove, right? You can commit a whole bunch of blocks to knocking Eye over, or you could spread your blocks out and take out every other piece on this team, and I think that's the safer way to go.
There's removing it, and then there's sandwiching him, so he's got to make a lot of really silly dice to do anything useful with the piece.
Yeah. I kind of think blitzing with the Crocs to get him at least next to Eye is good, one way or the other. Because anything you can add to make it hard for a Gutter Runner to dodge away is good. And 5 strength block Prehensile-tailed jerkbag is a good way to do
Ooh,
that.
leaving the gutter runner and the lineman on the side open to pressure the backfield, it might be a mistake.
Well, you can still reevaluate this, but yeah.
Riot, uh-oh. Things could be happening
Oh
here.
no!
Looks like the timer got moved up by 2?
I think you're a little bit ahead of me. Alright, I accelerated a little bit. No, I think that's just the weird way that it displays kickoff events. Because, yeah, see, now it's turn 9 and turn 10.
Okay, yeah, so it's just one kind of advanced one turn there.
Yeah.
And off field, though, handing it right to the skink. That's very helpful.
Yeah, that helps a lot. With a kick, too. Oh, I rolled a 6. Okay. Chris must have put it in a really weird spot then.
I think he wanted to put it near the gutter runner.
Okay,
To be
yeah,
able to
sure.
maybe pick it up right away if anything happened.
Oh, gets the defender down. I would leave that. Do not pile on that. Alright, good call, good call.
Well, that is big. Because that was by far Chris's most dangerous piece. And now his other guard, Storm Vermin, is tied up. And is not going to be able to get free there.
Right.
He's going to start doing the hits before advancing the ball.
I don't think that's a bad thing per se. Because, like, disarm can get close to the skink, but it's not that big of a threat to Chris. Or to Jessup, I should say.
Sure.
What time are you at, by the way? I just want to make sure we're doing this right.
I am at like 50 seconds.
Okay, I'm at 43, so maybe speed up a little bit till you catch me.
How do you do that?
The plus button on your numpad will do it. Because I'm at 35 now.
I'm at 30 now?
Okay, yeah, that's where I am now. 28, 27. Just saw the stun. Well, Jessup's been paying off. We were just talking about how not advancing the ball first was kind of risky, but worked out. I think if you're Jessup, though, you don't really want to run the ball that forward that fast. Like this is good because you're getting protected by the skinks, but I wouldn't. There's no reason to rush at all. Jessup is in the driver's seat at this point. The riot really helps.
It does. Yeah, he could just kind of went in road grader mode, and with as much guard has been removed now, he can kind of just bully the rest of the linemen,
right?
The thrower.
And I think the other thing too is you don't want I to get back up. GFI success gets the defender down.
Are we gonna get Saurus ball here?
No, but Chris does even up the score a little bit here and puts it next to a lineman. But that's a not great place for Chris, regardless.
Yeah, that Saurus can kind of just camp on that ball and make it really tough to get at.
Which is, I mean, just fine, I think. Chris moves up, of course.
Yeah, he does.
Although I could see the argument for moving like Cherubrock forward and trying to pick up the ball. Or even moving placeholder forward, although it'll require a dodge. But move placeholder and try to pick up the ball just to secure it. We'll see how ballsy Chris is feeling at this point.
And even if you don't, you almost kind of want it to potentially bounce back towards your guys instead of just being Saurus camped so hard.
Yeah, it's kind of risky because right now the ball is surrounded to the point where if you try to pick up the ball and fail, you're going to be in a bad way. Gets the block on Putoteratops, though.
Yeah, both downs.
That doesn't free him, though, and it's not a stun. So I imagine the Crocs is just going to punch him. Keep going.
Crocs has been pretty well behaved so far. No boneheads.
Yeah, no boneheads at all. And Chris just commits more to going forward. Ah, the madness. Because this is perfect for Jessup, honestly.
Oh, yeah, just a big rugby scrum in the middle of the pitch.
Because the Plotoplop can just punch Heavy Metal Machine. That takes care of guard. Done. And then Therapoot can punch pretty much anybody he wants. Sauropud can advance forward too. Dodges away and gets the
Ooh,
skulls.
double one on the dodge. Not great.
So this is even better for Jessup. As long as he plays carefully and doesn't go too crazy, he should be fine. Standing up his guys. Good decisions in case the Crocs goes dumb. Gets the defender down. And will he piling on? Probably. I'm going to call it for...
No.
Oh!
Looks like no.
Not a bad decision, though, because Chris basically can't stand him up.
Right. I mean, that Croxgore loves to go swan diving, so I figured he was in the mood to take a leap, but not quite.
So yeah, Jessup just needs to not try to pick up the ball now. That was unexpected. Okay, he's going to blitz the blitz disarm, I assume.
Yep, there it goes.
Okay. Mighty Blow Blitz. Doesn't get it. I would
Uses
not...
a reroll.
Okay, that's a little aggressive, but I can understand it. And
Both downs.
that's why you don't reroll pushes.
Nope.
I think that was... Yeah, that was what I was talking about. Jessup needs to play carefully, but as long as he plays okay, he should be fine. Like, he didn't clear these rats off the ball at all.
Yeah, so now with some decent dice from Chris, he could end up off the ball.
Although that's not so good. Gets the defender down, though.
Had a reroll for the turn, though. It might be difficult to push the other ones.
Well, he's got 2-die blocks everywhere, basically, now. Push works just fine, too. I kind of think one thing that Jessup's playstyle has been an issue for is he gets very like target focused. Jessup will choose things he wants to focus on and hit them, even if it isn't necessarily the best thing to hit.
I like this play from Chris to push the Saurus maybe onto the ball, gives him a better chance to pick it up for free.
I think so.
Doesn't take it though. Interesting.
I think it was if he got a push, you could push him onto the ball. If he gets the knockdown, he'll just take the knockdown because the thrower can come pick up the ball easily.
That's true.
So this is really good for Chris.
Yeah, with all the sources and the Crocs are sidelined. Pretty easy going for him to get to the end zone.
Some of this I feel like is a product. I mean, it's definitely a product of Jessup's turn 11. But I also feel like some of it's a product of Jessup really committing a lot of forces to the far right-hand side here. I think if he had been a little more balanced and like tried to own the middle of the pitch more, that would have been okay.
Yeah, the Skink and the Saurus didn't really need to be over there.
Right.
I'm sure maybe you just stand at the Saurus, but he moved the Skink over there specifically. So.
Right. I kind of assumed he was going to blitz with the Skink because he had a 2-die block at that point. But even then, I totally thought he was going to clear the ball. So we'll see what happens now. Fewer blocks, certainly. He can clear a path to the ball carrier, though. Because Diplodoplop didn't stand up. So he can punch Heavy Metal Machine and then blitz in with Sauropud and hit the thrower. And the thrower doesn't have any skills, so that'd be almost ideal in a lot of ways. Move the guard money blow piece up, that's good. Croc Blitz, not at all what I expected. And that seems like a huge waste.
Any chance you think this is him playing for overtime? Trying for removal?
Maybe, but I mean, why would you target Chair or Brock then? You think you would target anybody else. And he could have made a path, like I said, to the ball carrier. So I feel like he either didn't see it, which we've all been there. Just because you can see it now in the replay doesn't mean it was obvious at the time.
Certainly.
I don't know, this feels...
Well, he seemed to have saw it because he goes after it and gets a KO.
Yeah, but see, like, he could have done that and still had the blitz opportunity, so I don't...
Sure, that's what I'm saying. At least he must have maybe saw it after the fact.
Yeah. Goes for a foul with a Saurus. That... Oh, no, it was a Skink. Okay. I was like, what?
That's a decent trade, I think.
Yeah, because that was a Skink without anything, I think. That was a diving tackle skink. But I think that's still a fair trade for a 3-strength gutter runner. That also, I mean, it's a good call because it helps remove the problems of potential scoring threats that.
Go for it.
Oh,
Why
God.
in the world would you do that?
I think he's trying to get away from Saurus Blitz, which Chris has now had so many GFI blitzes. Works out okay. So that ball is actually safe now.
Very safe. But he may just want to score as soon as possible. Try to get those gutter runners back up.
So Jessup can do a GFI blitz to get him if he uses Therapoot. He'll have to...
That involves at least one dodge away, though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I thought he could clear more of these, but he doesn't have a piece where I thought he would. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if Jessup was playing for the tie game, I don't know why you would. Why you would? He had an advantage. He was going into this leading, so you think he would just go for the kind of slow push to get 2. Leave Chris like a turn to get 1 point, and that'd be it.
I think this goes back to what you said before about him just advancing the ball too soon.
Yeah, I think so. And also just not. Like, I think the gutter runner blitz there and not clearing the other stuff kind of snowballed into this situation because now the ball is totally safe.
Yeah, he's just got a ball of Sauruses that can only hit 2 or 3 guys, and that's about all he can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think missing the blitz on the ball carrier was a mistake.
Ooh, Chris might live to regret that one. Especially since that was the Crocs, and you got to go bonehead, and then he's got to get the actual hit, and might have been tougher than giving him potentially free hits.
So we'll see. I mean, Chris needs to score immediately still, and I think Jessup needs to make sure he is encouraging Chris to score as soon as possible, because at this point, I mean, I don't think Jessup was playing for the tie, but he's going to get the tie in a little bit here. And if he can force a tie and then take his 4 turns to get all the way down there, that's good. And he's got a bunch of people out now. He's got 6 pieces removed. I mean, 4 KO'd, but that's still a pretty big deal.
Yeah, perhaps the quickest way to make Chris score is just to beat him up on his other guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's if somebody's stalling against you and they still have friends behind you.
There's our first bonehead.
Waste a reroll on it.
And he's out. Chris has 2 left. That could be important going into this last bit here.
Yep.
A couple of bad dice rolls from Jessup in the stretch run could make for a quick gutter runner pickup if this gets him back.
Yep, because this is no more rerolls in the overtime, so...
We'll see how judicious Chris is with his.
Knowing Chris, not very.
You never know. He at times shows moments of great clarity that you wonder where they are most of the time.
Right. Yeah, I think just Jessup needs to put pressure by clubbing these other guys into submission. It's going from there. And then he just has to hope that most of these guys don't stand up.
See if Chris does any movement or just says go for the score.
I think you got to go for the score. I mean, Chris wants as much time as possible to either steal the ball from Jessup or...
Yep, there he goes.
Yeah. Or worst case scenario, if Jessup scores a touchdown, he wants as much time as possible to re-tie the game. So, gets 1 guy back. Is it a lineman?
Yeah, neither gunner runner comes back.
Not good. No one back for Jessup either, but these are skinks. They don't matter quite as much.
And he's just got the 1.
Does he have 1 skink left? I thought he had more than that now.
Just 1 KO'd. 2 are in the removed from game bin.
Okay, so yeah, this is actually... Well, that's really bad for Jessup because he needs more skinks on the field to move the ball. He's got 2 left, so he should be okay. But that still was kind of a precarious situation because any of Chris's idiots can pick up the ball if needed. I mean, not well per se, but they can pick up the ball.
They are the skillless skinks too. The skilled ones have been removed. Yeah, Kampu getting up there would have helped the +1 movement allowance diving tackle one.
Yeah. So same situation for Jessup actually as going into the start of this half. Jessup needs to move slowly and carefully and just punch his way down the pitch, protect these little baby skinks as much as possible. I would, just own the middle as much as possible. Force Chris to try to wrap around, waste movement allowance, moving around a cage, that sort of thing. He's setting up his Crocs to do a blitz here. Okay, moves him back. That's a much smarter idea.
To be honest, if he just gets the ball and cages up low and slow with 4 Sauruses at the corner, there's not much Chris can do about it if he provides a little bit of coverage.
Right, which is what I would do. That's why I'm a little iffy on Jessup's positioning here.
He looks like he just wants to. He's out for Blood Bowl, which I get that way sometimes myself, but.
Or he's going for the team removal victory.
Blitz kickoff event.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So you're ahead of me now, because I haven't seen the kickoff yet.
I've seen just the kickoff table on the dice log.
Okay, you're a little bit ahead of me.
Chris just started moving his piece.
Okay, I'm at 150 now.
Yeah, I'm at 140 now.
Okay, let's zip a little ahead a little bit. All right, 138.
Yep, close enough.
Hooray! Fast forwarding, it's amazing. Are you? I think I'm not skipping the stand-up things. Maybe that's.
That's. I am.
Okay.
I find no interest in those.
I just don't want to do it to throw us off. Blitz event for Chris though. We're gabbing so much about our video production that we're not complaining about Chris's blitz luck.
It's hard to say if it'll do much here. He didn't get a hit on that Saurus, so he kind of just tied his own 3 guys up against it.
I think the bigger threat, though, and this is what I was waiting for, is where the okay, maybe not a bigger threat. I was gonna say, where blank goes is going to be a big deal, but that is very helpful. He still has linemen near the ball, but actually that could be okay if he picks up the ball with. He didn't name these skink specialists, so he picks up the. God, screw these skink names. The one with SVP already, and moves it towards his Crocs and Saurus cage. That's really, really good. So we'll see. I think Jessup needs to at least move, before he does anything else, he needs to move at least one of his skinks near the ball, which he's not doing.
I would have just set up a cage as well as I could and just kind of ran into it and try to deal with everything else later.
Yeah, see, I feel like this is a mistake. Blitzing backwards is not going to help him. He should have kept trying to make his advantage in the middle or on the left-hand side of the field. This is okay because all these linemen are going to be now tied up, but
I think he has enough up there to deal with that. I mean, it's 4 Sauruses on 2 linemen, a Stormvillain, and a thrower.
That's true.
Granted, 2 of them have blocks, so it may be difficult for him, even with 2 dies, but...
Well, getting the defender down the guard piece will help.
That certainly will.
Let's see if we get anything good out of it. Oh, a KO,
wow.
too.
Okay, that is very big.
Yes. Okay, so even more, Jessup just needs to get the ball and move really slowly forward. Good hits all around for Jessup now. Makes up for the triple push earlier.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
And a dead! Yes!
more bone crunching death. Wow. Drops 2 deaths on Chris in the final match.
This is actually really good. He can move Diplodoploop over. Okay, that's a good place for him. But so now he needs to get that ball. I would even wait to hit with Therapoot to secure the ball, because with no rerolls, we're kind of pushing it. Okay, apparently just works out for him anyway. But he's running out of time, so he needs to go grab that ball right now.
Yeah, because the worst thing happening is like miracle dodge from the lineman, gets away from everything. Well, there's a 1 on picking it up.
Yep.
There's the curse of no rerolls left.
Yeah. And I mean, Space can... Well, Space has a -1 dodge no matter what he does. -2 dodge, actually, because of the tail. So, yeah, that was a regrettable choice. I wouldn't have done that first. All right, so now
I
he's
wouldn't
going
have
to
done
run
that at all.
redemption.
That was just not going to happen.
Yeah, because -1, I think like you said before, Prehensile Tail is really sneaky. And even though it's procced a couple times, it's easy to forget about. Knocks him down. Polygon would be okay here. Yeah, there we go. This is looking really good for Jessup.
Yeah, Chris is out of gas at this point.
He does have a reroll.
Half of his team is stunned, and the other half's on the ground. So.
Oh yeah, or in the dirt. So what I would probably do is I would try to pick up the ball with Ankylobidosaurus, because then you have the potential catch in case he fails to pick it up. Rolls a skull instead.
That does tend to happen when you get near the end of the game.
Yeah.
If my last game, the 28 turn one, proved anything, those last ones get real sloppy.
Yeah. But this game is still totally in Jessup's control. It would take a lot of miracles in order for Chris to get. That said, Space could blitz a skink and pick. Okay.
Yeah,
well, that's
if
not.
the skink fails to pick it up as well.
Yeah. Oh, the double GFI blitz again.
These GFIs, man, where were they in my game?
I don't know. Or like half
Double
of mine.
ones for days, and here just double go for it blitzes everywhere.
Yeah. So there we go. This is what I was worried about here. Fails the GFI. That's a reroll probably.
Yeah, this depending on any sort of blitz luck from Jessup could go the other way really fast.
Yeah, so we'll see here. I think clearing the gutter runner is key.
I would have left the thrower where he was. He was doing a fair bit of coverage from that squad. I mean, it just takes one hit to get him out of there, but it's more dice he's got to roll.
So we'll see what Jessup decides to blitz with. The Crocs can make it. Who would probably be my choice still.
It's tough to go against Bonehead right here, though.
Yeah, I know. That's the risk. I mean, maybe you do it with Puteratops instead. Gets it, though. Bonehead success. Let's see what we get for our dice. Pushing is still fine. You just want to help clear the ball.
Yep.
I'll see where he pushes him to, though. Very good. I think you try to pick up the ball with the skink now. I mean, yeah, move your guys, certainly. Stand up the other Saurus.
Budacanthus, yeah.
Or is he going to block with the skink? Is that what's going to happen now? Skink block? Which would actually be nice if you can clear that pathway, but it is risky. Marks the lineman. Good play from Jessup here. Fails it. Oh, that's a bad place for that ball to be.
That almost could have been disastrous if it would have went onto the Crocs and then scattered to the gutter runner.
Yeah.
That could have been game over, but that is pretty tough.
So let's see how Chris decides to dodge. If he dodges correctly, he only has to do... it's only a -1 dodge from the tail. And 3 agility effectively in a dodge is still pretty good. The -2 pickup is probably the bigger hurdle at that point.
I think so.
No rerolls left for either team as well.
I think you got to go for it.
Gets the dodge, now goes for the pickup, gets the 6. That should be a touchdown. And that's it.
Incredible. Chris is unbelievable. Just star blessed this season. Just completely luck from the gods.
Wow.
That is a really incredible finish.
Yeah.
Really unexpected.
I mean, I feel like Jessup Chris got really lucky on those last couple of rolls there, but Jessup made some clear mistakes in not securing the ball fast enough. I think part of that might have been so many other teams in this season were really slow and unable to capitalize on a loose ball, whereas Skaven is pretty much designed to do that. So yeah, that's it. Chris wins it all. A ridiculous number of casualties from Jessup, though.
Interestingly, Pudicanth has got both the kills. So he climbed that killer chart real fast. Might be at top of it after the championship match.
Wow. Um,
Wow, that was really like. So I was thinking Jessup the whole way there.
yeah,
Uh,
I mean, he looked really good, but gutter runner bullshit pays off. Wow. Well, that wraps up for season 3. Season 4 is going to start in a month-ish or so, so that should be pretty good. Um, it'll be just as bashy as ever, probably. Even though it was looking like it was going to be a running season. We'll see. Cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next season.